All right, guys, the 2025 Humminbird Barra Classic at Lake Monduran is finally over, and let me tell you, I'm tired, my feet hurt, my back hurt, but I was fortunate enough, alongside my partner Bo Wilkinson, to take first place. Fantastic event there by the Monduran Anglers Stocking Association. Special shout out to Kevy, Dale and Megan for putting this event on. I can vouch for everyone, mate. Fantastic event, bunch of fun, 24 hours of fishing time. It gives everyone the opportunity to get a nice big bag of five, which a lot of teams done. So well done everyone that was involved. Just wanted to do this quick video pretty much to give you guys a bit of a rundown on my pre-fish, how I fished day one, day two, and the lure types and rod selection that I use. So we'll start at the pre-fish. Did it a lot different this year. I sort of utilised the 3 days prior to the event to sort of have a look at who's fishing where's going to be busy, where there's the less boat traffic, and where I could find a spot sort of out of the way where I could kind of have it to myself. It didn't pan out that way, but it definitely worked. I fished 2 mile, south arm, north arm, bunched in the days previous, and we're on a heap of fish. And when I say a heap, I mean you know, casting at 300 to 400 fish per night and getting a heap of rejections, and that's something I don't want to see when I'm live scoping. When I'm trying to find a good area, I'm looking for fish reactions. Now, if fish are reacting and sort of coming up in the water column, having a look at my lure, it gives me the confidence to know, all right, this technique and pattern's going to work. When I'm seeing a heap of rejections, I know I'll catch fish, but getting a nice bag of 5 early probably wasn't going to happen. So we drew boat number 40, so we were the 40th boat off on day number 1, and we still at that point weren't entirely sure where we were going to fish, but we cruised up the dam, sort of having a look where everyone was fishing, where it's busy, where the boat traffic was, and we climbed all the way to the top of the dam, an area that we didn't pre-fish, an area that I hadn't fished for 3 days, but you know, sort of just got to give it a crack, and went down the end. And what I do between 4 p.m. and 6:45 p.m. religiously, competitively, sociably, and on charter is throw the Jackal Squirrel 115 in the Wakasagi color, along with the Jackal Squirrel 79 flat in the Wakasagi color. Harry from Jackal's done a fantastic job bringing these lures over recently. Smaller profile, pretty unique, and works a treat, and the Barra love it. So threw on the Jackal and got an early fish, which was great. You know, I think it was a meter 05, which takes the pressure off. It's always good to get an early fish. Bowie then got, I think, another fish just prior to nightfall. It would have been around 6:30. So we had 2 meter fish in the bag pretty early on, and what we do, if you've got Garmin, you know 6:45, 7 o'clock, the viewing goes to shit. It's a little bit more difficult to find your lure, especially if you're running 30 meters, which is what I run, you know, all day and all night long. I like to get my lure well past the fish, see the splashdown clearly, and bring it down into position. So this lure type, it's a homemade 200 mil floating wooden Tassie oak lure made by a good mate of mine, Sam the Mondi Man. Have a look at this thing. It's a relic, something that you would find in the back shed of your grandparents' bloody cupboard. But let me tell you, these things work. This one in particular has caught hundreds of meter fish. It's had multiple paint jobs, but it continues to produce. It's deadly. So shout out Sammy May. He's done a fantastic job making these things work and allowing me to use them, you know, on my boat, on charters, sociably, you know, whatever else. So the way I use these lures, it's a shallow diver. These things only dive about 300 to 800 mil, depending on the size type and the bib type, but we utilize twitching to bring the fish up into the water column. Whether the fish is at 25 feet, 15 feet, 10 feet, or 5 feet, they're all catchable, and 80% of my bites came from twitch, wait for the fish to come up into the water column, twitch, wait, 20, 30 meter follows at times, and you get these monstrous buffs. A lot of the times the fish miss it, you miss a lot of bites, but let me tell you, when it strikes boat side, there's no better feeling when your rod loads up, and you know, that thing was really good for us on the first night. We ended up with 11 fish, I think 9 over a meter, a 111, 2 110s, and 2 108. So we're in a fairly good position. We had a pretty good bag, and we were tied first with Corey Gooch from Gladstone Fly and Sports Fishing. Day 2, out in the basin again. Me and Bo weren't overly sure where we were going to go, but we drew boat 9, so we buzzed up the dam, past a few people, trying to get to that same spot we backed in yesterday, the day prior, sorry, which we were in from 4 p.m. till 6:30 in the morning. Went straight up to that spot, got up there at about 4:25 and it started pissing down with rain. The rain passed in about 5 minutes, which was good. I tied back on the Jackal Skrill 79 flat in the Wakasagi, dropped the live scope, there's a fish, nice long cast, wound down, twitch on the head, and an 8 straight away. So a 105 wasn't an upgrade, but when you're getting reactions like that, you got to back the spot in. Didn't see another fish for about half an hour. But again, you know, just hoping for good reactions. Seen a fish, tied on the Jackal Skrills 115 in the Wakasagi. Again, nice long cast, down on the head, twitch, twitch, twitch. It was all over it. Nice eat, a 111 in the boat. So we're pretty happy at that stage. Two fish in the boat prior to nightfall and with an upgrade. Nightfall came, tied on the woodies. Didn't take too long, about half an hour after nightfall, maybe a little longer. Ended up again with a 111. So at that point, I believe we had 3 111s and 2 110s, and I said to Bo, mate, we need a kicker. We need a teen fish. We've been working this tiny part of the dam. It would only be a 100-metre stretch. We'd go 100 metres up one side, 100 metres down the middle, 100 metres up the other side, and occasionally we'd only see one fish. Barely any opportunities, but again, the fish were reacting. Nearly every fish was reacting at that lure, and that's exactly what you want to see when you're live scoping. Sometimes it's not all about numbers, and in my opinion, you know, getting away from boat traffic, getting away from areas that haven't been pressured in the pre-fish and during competitions definitely makes a big difference in getting a bunch more hookups and bites and fish landed. So I looked at Bo and I said, mate, let's go rogue, real rogue. I had no idea where we were gonna go, but I was confident we'd already sort of locked in a top 5 position, and I knew we needed a teen or another 111, you know, another upgrade to knock out a 110. So we shot about 20-25 minutes down the dam, and I tied on a lure that I barely ever use. I've only actually ever caught one fish on it, and that's the 8.5-inch live mullet with a chin weight. So if you've ever live scoped with a heavy plastic or a big plastic, it's completely different from a floating or suspending lure. With the floating lures, I can throw that lure out 30 meters, 10, 15, 20 meters to the left or the right of the fish and sort of wait for him to come swim into the path of the lure and then bring it down. If I need to pause 10 meters above the fish because he's slowed down, I can do that. If I need to burn it down to him, I can do that also. With the plastics, you got to pinpoint that cast. It's got to be a big long cast, especially with an 8.5-inch live mullet with a really big splashdown. You're going to spook a lot of fish. Big long cast, bring it down at the right speed, at the right depth, and, you know, hope for a bite. And I was lucky enough, it only took about 20 minutes to get our fish in our new location, which was an upgrade again, a 111. Big long follow, 25-meter follow to the boat, 8 at right boat side, unreal, with a pretty tight drag. I run it with a 3 at the front, 2 on the head, and a chin weight. So that thing ate, landed at 111. So at that point, it was about 8:30. We had 4 111s and a 110. So we were sitting in a fairly good spot, but I knew we needed a kicker to sort of cement that position. Unfortunately, the fish dropped off. They disappeared. We were on loads when we first got down there, but I stuck to the process, backed the location in. We were having opportunities, but, you know, just weren't seeing the sort of fish numbers we'd hoped for, and the reactions were pretty average, to be fair. But, you know, stuck it out. It got to 11:30. We had no more bites, no more upgrades, and, you know, I was confident, you know, it'd be sort of a top 3 finish. There was a few other teams closing in on us. So anyway, packed up, went home, had to sleep, woke up, and I heard a team had caught up to us. But we were lucky enough to have our 5 biggest fish at an earlier time and took first place. So very, very happy with that. Worked really hard, and I wanted that one just quietly. The setup I'm using, like I said earlier, I keep everything super simple. So I'm running the Corrado 200 with 50-pound Suffix braid with a leader. If you've ever seen it, it's questionable. A lot of people don't like it, but it's 80-pound Black Magic fluoro. This thing is as thick as whippersnipper cord, but let me tell you, when these fish go around the trees, around the prop, or you know, it's choked right down their throat, you've got the confidence to know this type of lead is going to hold on. The rod type, I'm running the Dobbins Fury Series 704C. My favorite rod at the moment. Super versatile. I can throw big swim baits, mollies, live mullets, wooden lures, 79 flats, 115 jackals. Really versatile lure. If I'm not using the 704C in the Dobbins Fury season, I'm running the Dobbins 764, which is my sort of go-to jerkbait rod. I really like it. A bit lighter tip, and yeah, fantastic rod. So if you're looking for a versatile rod, go check out the Dobbins range. Really, really good. All right, lastly, big shout out to Tide Apparel. Fantastic group of lads, really cool, awesome gear. Thanks for the support, guys, really appreciate it. EJ Todd, Harry from Jackal, and again, Massa, Monduran Anglers Stocking Association for putting this event on. Really enjoyed it, and looking forward to next year and seeing everyone else there again. So I think that pretty much wraps it up. Hope you guys got a little bit out of it and a bit of an insight on what we did, how we pre-fished, and the lure types we used. And yeah, see you all next year.